Hey everybody, welcome back to Village Bike Kitchen. It's finally time to do another build, and I'm excited to show you this Diamondback Outlook. One look at it and I immediately fell in love with the paint job. I think it offers a lot of potential for a really fun build where I can use the right components to make these colors pop. And while I'm at it, I really want to beef up the drivetrain. But I immediately ran into a problem.
So this is a bit of a problem. I was going to use this derailleur, but it's the wrong attachment type for this hanger, for this dropout. So we're going to have to figure something else out for back here.
Beautiful day here in England, but it is hot. I'm dripping sweat just from getting the bike out. So we're going to build inside today. Hey everybody, welcome back to Village Bike Kitchen. As I said in the intro, I really want to build this bike around the awesome paint job that it has. But first, we're going to have to tear the bike down, clean it up a bit, then I'll show you all the parts I intend to throw in here. So let's get started. I always look forward to the teardown because it's the first chance to uncover what the bike has to offer. In this case, I wanted to access the frame so I could clean and polish it up. As good as the paint job looked, I could see the bike was dirty and dusty and that the colors would shine even more once I got the frame clean. So I couldn't wait to get started. While I was anxious to get this project going, the bike had other ideas. I usually start with the cranks in the bottom bracket in case they're stuck. And yep, the cranks in bottom bracket gave me some trouble. In one of my first videos, I worked on a Raleigh and the cranks would not come off no matter what I did, so I gave up. But this time I was determined not to let that happen. I can't get this crank to budge, so I have to do something that bothered some of you last time I tried it, and that is beat the devil out of a part with my really big wrench. It's not the most graceful way of getting this done, but so far this technique has never let me down. I know, I can feel you guys hitting the dislike button right now, and that's okay. Do that if you need to. It was worth it to get this project moving. The non-drive side crank was stuck too, the same thing, but this time I spared you the footage of me hitting it with the wrench. So I thought I got lucky with the bottom bracket. The drive side came right off, but I was not so fortunate on the non-drive side. And now's a good time to introduce the major setback of the build.
So this is a bit of a problem. The old derailleur is only a 6/7 speed, and I've got an 8-speed free wheel that I want to put on the wheel. I was going to use this derailleur, but it's the wrong attachment type for this hanger, for this dropout. So we're going to have to figure something else out for back here.
So I can't fix that issue right now. I don't have any of the parts I need. I don't even actually have any ideas. So time to get on with the teardown and the cleanup. If you're a returning viewer to the channel, you will have already seen me do headset maintenance, but I love putting it in here, and here's why. Fixing the headset is just the perfect job because you can't notice that anyone's done it aesthetically just by looking at the bike, but it's a little thankless, unseen job that actually improves the bike a lot and how the bike feels and how it rides. And so that's what this channel is all about, making old bikes better, and it's one of my favorite things to do. And speaking of return viewers, I want to call a few out for consistently leaving nice comments and helpful tips. If you get a chance, check out the Free Bikes for Kids channel, and also check out Pink Sky Rides. She has an amazing channel and always leaves such kind words here. Thank you. I also love cleaning the brakes and the brake posts. It's another unseen job that really improves the feel and the operation of the bike. Unfortunately, I did all this work and later I decided to ditch these canties and just get V-brakes. Oh well. All the headset parts were soaking in degreaser while I worked on the brakes. So when I finished that job, it was time to reinstall the fork and adjust the headset. Okay, I got just the frame here now, and I just wanted to admire the paint job after a clean down. I mean, look at that. It's hard to tell maybe inside, but those colors really do pop. The colors on this thing absolutely pop, especially after shining it up a bit with the furniture polish. This might work out really well. Alright, so parts. Like I said, I wanted to bring out the color in this build. So I went with colorful things like these pedals and hopefully these grips. So these tires would look nice, and they're kind of like a BMX tire, so it's kind of like a city bike. Fits that, should be fine. New shifter, going to a 1x. I have an 8-speed derailleur, but it's not gonna mount to the dropout, so I've got to figure that out. Something here to bring out the purples, and I'm really excited. The stem, the green is a little off, so I don't know if that's gonna look right. I'm using a quill stem adapter, and I've got these, well, I'll show you the bars later. I'm going to a 1x, so I found this 8-speed freewheel. But like I said, I don't have a derailleur for it now, so I think I'll put it on anyways, use the derailleur that I have to get it to use 7 of the speeds, and we'll adjust as we need to go on. And then I have these really cheap, like Holotech imitation crankset that we'll use. And I need to put on the chainring. That's gonna be a 32 tooth chainring, so, and the bottom bracket. Okay, so you've seen the parts that are going on the bike. They're actually already on the bike right here to my left, but I've got too much build footage to cram into this video, so come back for part 2, you'll see that. You'll also see what I decided to do about the brakes and the drivetrain. The brakes should be pretty easy, V-brakes, those will go right on. But I have all sorts of ideas on how to fix this derailleur compatibility issue. I've got the option of going 1x6, 1x7, single speed even, or finding a way to force the 1x8 vision that I've had for this bike into reality. So tune in next time to see what I choose and for the full build and hopefully a ride. I'll see you there next time, guys. Thanks. I don't want to leave you completely hanging, so here's a quick preview of where this build is headed. Full build and first ride in part 2. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.